The voice of the masses and the masses surrogate Derrick Peyton one of the
TV television,
which you may have never heard before.
Show us the video.
The voice of the masses and the masses surrogate Derrick Peyton one of the something educating which you may have never heard before. Please save your breath and permit me to do the talking while you do the listening. But please, none of my words should be twisted, because in this video I did not use any word in a derogatory way. First, my heart went out to George Floyd and his family, because your absence is still felt every day around the globe. Yes, you are gone, but never forgotten in the sense that your goodbye, your departure, has changed the whole wide world. George Floyd, you died like a hero. Imagine he put his knee on your neck that lasted for good 8 minutes and 46 seconds while your hands were behind your back with a handcuff. In fact, let's not forget that in the eyes of the law, everyone is equal before the law, which means no one is above the law. But in the case of America, who's supposed to be acting accordingly to the country's name, United States of America, for the rest of the world to emulate. Instead, some policemen are breaking the law that they were sworn to uphold in the first place. No wonder Hillary Clinton once said that American cops need to be retrained.
Fears of many African American men that their lives are cheap. Is that perception, or in your view, is it reality?
Well, sadly, it's reality. And it has been heartbreaking and incredibly outraging to see the constant stories of young men like Walter Scott, as you said, who have been killed by police officers. There needs to be a concerted effort to address the systemic racism in our criminal justice system. And that requires a very clear agenda for retraining police officers, looking at ways to end racial profiling, finding more ways to really bring the disparities that stalk our country into high relief. 1 out of 3 African American men may well end up going to prison. That's the statistic. I want people here to think what we would be doing if it was 1 out of 3 white men. And very often the black men are arrested, convicted, and incarcerated for offenses that do not lead to the same results for white men. So we have a very serious problem that we can no longer ignore.
Black life matters. Yes, it matters. But how long shall we continue to say that black life matters, but still far-fetched from reality? Being black is not a crime. Yes, color is not a crime. But still, some people do see it as a crime. White Americans, why? Wholeheartedly, they said that the American system is never for Africans Americans, which means the system has never been built for the Africans Americans, according to our dear brother Akon in one of the interviews he had with Al Jazeera. However, let's not forget that this same system in question was being built by the Africans Americans, because the truth we are told through the evidence from a small group of white Americans who were totally fed up with Africans Americans after using them to build up their system. Yes, if not black, life could have been so tough and rough for Americans and to the rest of the world today. So permit me to clear your doubt. The motive why I said life could have been so tough for the Americans and to the rest of the world, if not the black. Yes, for those that made America to be great today, also make it our life to be so easy today, is as follows. Because their names and their good deeds are not far-fetched from the mouth of Derrick Peyton, the voice of the masses. There was only few crops that were flourished because the nation was built on a slave-supported system. Today, there are no cities without no tall skyscrapers because Alexander's man, a black man, invented the elevator, and without it, man could have found it difficult reaching the higher floors. There are few, if any, cars because Richard Spice, a black dude, invented automatic gear shift, which Joseph Gambo, also a black man, invented the supercharged system for internal combustion engine. And Gary A. Morgan, a black man, invented the traffic signal. One could not have used the rapid system because its procurer is the electric trolley, which invented another black man, Abet Aaron Robinson. Even if there were streets which cars and a rapid system could operate, but they were cluttered by papers because an African Americans, Charles Brooks, invented the street sweeper. Also, there were few, if any, newspaper, magazine, and books because John Love invented the pencil sharpener, while William Povey invented the fountain pen, and Lee Barrage invented the typewritten machine, while W.A. Love invented the advanced printing press. Guess what? They were all black people. So even if Americans and the rest of the world could write their letters, articles with papers, pencil, pen, and written machine today, all being invented by Africans Americans. So if all these I've mentioned above were being invented by black, then black life actually matters because black are just two creatives. And being black is not a crime. Neither color is a crime, says Derrick Peyton, the voice of the masses. So please hit me like, hit the share button, and drop me your comment. Thanks and one love. From the voice of the masses, Derrick Peyton, I repeat once again.
MOC TV Television. Show us the video.